Good morning, it's November 14th. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of feedback from our teacher reading project. Here, of course, is our template. We're going to be returning to this in a moment. I just wanted to highlight and distinguish the difference between the teacher reading project and the PNGs of teachers reading. So the PNGs are just the cutouts. So the only thing we're going to be submitting into this folder are the cutouts. And I've got cutouts from everybody with the exception of Anthony and Matthew. Um, Even though I know that some of us are submitting the PNGs into the wrong folder, so I can see, for example, Caitlin submitted her cutout, and she's doing a great job, into the teacher reading project, and this folder should be used exclusively for the posters themselves. Here, of course, is Jasper. So I'm looking at Caitlin. Please remove your PNG. Same thing goes for Adrian. Beautiful job, Adrian. Nice job, Lewis. But again, these do not go in this folder. So let's start. Let's take a look at your work, and we'll start with here. Of course, is the template. So what are we looking for? We're looking for two colors, so we can apply a little color inversion, and we need in the simple text. The name of your teacher is reading dot dot dot, and then the title, right? Here, of course, is red and white and red. What we're also looking for is in the bottom, we're going to have our description, and we're going to have it encased using the marquee tool, paint bucket, to create a rectangle, and we're going to drop the opacity to maybe 80%. Approximately, it's based on your image. We're also going to include the logo, just the white, with the opacity dropped to maybe 50 or 60%. So here's Jasper's, and he did an exceptional job. When we're looking at the top, you guys all need to do this. It's Mr. Walker's reading. It's tan on gray, and then we've got gray and tan, and then again tan on gray. And I like how he split it up. That looks really cool. And his description is on top of a rectangle where the opacity is dropped. Nice job, dude. Here we've got Kira's, and she applied color inversion. However, when we're looking down here where the description, I would encourage you to drop the opacity. It's really dark. It'll there's a little bit more cohesiveness if it the opacity is at like 70%. It's a little less jarring. Also, extend your rectangle off the left side of the page, off the left margin. We want it to bleed rather than sort of just floating in the middle, just like what Jasper did, and just like we have this example right here. It's bleeding off the right side. Here we've got my man Jacob. Jacob, maybe shift this up, drop the opacity on the description, I'm sorry, on the rectangle behind it. But great color scheme. This looks really well done. And here we've got Zoe, and she did a brilliant job. She's got blue and white, white and blue. I would recommend, however, that she not do the same font for everything. I like this font, but sometimes less is more. Maybe a simple font would be a little bit more powerful. And you know what? So what I've been saying in the template, right, is that you need to have this rectangle here to create contrast. We needed that for right here because without it, there would be no contrast and we wouldn't be able to read the text. Same thing with Jasper's, same thing with Kier's, right, with all these people in the background, same thing with Jacob's. Zoe is smart because Zoe knows that there's already a lot of contrast in the background and it would be kind of silly to create that rectangle. And in fact, she's got the text wrapping around this planet Earth a little bit. Really well done. I think that not that you're overboard with the same font, but I think we can maybe vary the font a little bit. But powerful image, you guys did all exceptionally well. Let's take a look at some of the other examples just to see what sort of feedback we can provide and where you guys are. Nice job, Aegon. You're going to follow the same techniques for the title of the book. Christina, beautiful job. Just like I've been telling everybody else, you're going to want to make sure you drop the opacity, and you can make this text a little bit bigger. And we're looking for simply two fonts, so we're going to have white on blue, blue on white. Nice job, Christina. Great job, Seth. We've got the color inversion. I'm looking forward to seeing you add some details. Nice job, Gloria. We talked about adding her on a beach or something like that. Here's Jasper's initial draft. Nice job. Here's Sharina's. We're going to do the color inversion. I'm looking forward to seeing you work on this. All right, I don't know who's doing this because your name is not in the file name. But the logo, while it's nifty, it doesn't really represent the Seawolf. So you're going to do a little bit of research on Jack London's The Seawolf. You're going to add a little bit of, I don't know. We're going to refine this a little bit. Looks good so far. Carla, we want Miss Dawkins to be a lot bigger. We're going to do color inversion on the top. We're going to drop the opacity of your rectangle. Nice job, Shamar. So Shamar dropped the opacity. Nice job. I think we can, and I'm going to talk to you individually about the title. Looks good. Nice job, Mia. We're going to drop the opacity of the rectangle. Looks good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I cannot wait to see your work.